Welcome to Broken Farm, situated right here in the heart of the city.
It's backyard farming over everything. Fresh rolls in the dirt, yeah, I made that thing. Boots got mud, but the fit still clean. I'm out here sewing like a money machine. Chickens in the pen and they run up quick. Scratching in the soil, yeah, they know my script. Lettuce in the crate and it came up fast. Whole block watching like how we do that. I got seeds in the palm, got the whole block on from the fence to the...
How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Davey on everything, guys. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a full tour of our urban farm here, including the new gates that we built, all our garden, our sheds, our chickens, and all that stuff. Okay, guys, so come with me. We're gonna head down the stairs and we're gonna make our way down to the farm. Okay, guys, so first things first here. This actually isn't my property. This is my neighbor's property, but for convenience sake, I have put up this gate and fence so that I can use her side entrance, because it is way more convenient for me to walk down this way than it is on my side. So, and that is strictly because I have my condenser unit from my air conditioner down there, and it makes it very hard to get access to my backyard. So I just built this gate, guys, a couple weekends ago. It's sturdy, it's strong, and of course, this here is just a small utility shed. I do have to finish filling in the rest of the fence here, but I got this part done and we are going to use it to access our urban farm, guys. Guys, I want to reiterate that we're sitting here right in the heart of the city, downtown, a very rough neighborhood, in fact. We have managed to put together a pretty cool little urban farm where we grow food and we have chickens, and it's kind of like our little homestead here in the city. So come with me, guys. We're going on down. Okay, so as we walk down here, guys, again, there's my utility shed here. This is the side of the garden shed that we built last year. Turned out really great. It's got a really awesome galvanized metal roof. I'm very big fan of that. And that as we walk here, this is the second gate that I just built this past weekend. It is the divider between my neighbor's property, which I'm not going to show you, and our property. So we come down these stairs and boom, we have this gate. Prior to this was just this chain link fence that I would peel back with some wire ties, and it was very ugly and very annoying. I mow my neighbor's lawn, so super easy access to get back here. Okay, so guys, right here is the garden shed that we built last season. It turned out really great. I will step forward here. Small window, cool barn style door, and yeah, just a couple little fixtures, including our Canadian flag here. This shed is actually mounted on the retaining wall that holds my driveway up. So it's a big, heavy concrete wall. We don't have a back wall to the shed because the back wall is in fact our concrete retaining wall. Okay, so I'll show you guys. This is definitely a work in progress, guys, so don't judge the condition of this shed. We still need to build shelving and such. So we come on in here. It is very dark, but here's the roof, right? And like I said, this is the concrete retaining wall that is keeping the dirt retained on my driveway. Try and get a good shot here. Everything is just kind of slammed in here at the moment. We got our little window, which I haven't fully trimmed out yet. And then, you know, this is a quick shelf that I really slapped in here, just because I needed access to the miter saw and the table saw so that I could build these gates and various other projects that I had to get to. You know, gas saw, Hilti, pressure washer, lawnmower, our bikes, weed whacker, a little pump, our air compressor, seed spreader, and this whole mess of a corner is essentially our camping gear, a spare welding shield, you know, chop saw and whatever, guys. We got all kinds of stuff in here. This is a large portion of our canning stuff. We do a lot of canning. We're gonna do a really great video about us canning and Emily's homemade pasta sauce. Okay, guys, so that here is the shed. Again, guys, don't not hold that against me. We have a lot of work to do still here. I want to put right now I just made it. I welded up this little bracket for the bikes, but right here is going to be a kind of a loft style shelf, then there's going to be shelves here, and there's going to be shelves here. But with that being said, guys, as I'm thinking about it, this year we've had a lot of reflection on what we want to do here in the future. And ultimately our goal is to get out of the city and move into the country. So we want to turn our urban farm into a real hobby farm. So it's kind of like, do I spend money? Do I spend my time building all this up just for us to move in the next 12 months? It's a tough call. So as we're leaving here, my shed, this is the side of my house. It's a kind of a back split style. So where we were up there is the ground level, and now we are on the lower ground level. This is, I will show you guys probably this, but through this window here is actually our basement, but it's also our kitchen. The entirety of this lower level is our kitchen, which is very unconventional, but in our area, it's actually pretty common. Guys, moving forward here, I'm gonna show you guys the next section of our urban farm here. Before I do that, this is a pumpkin that we've thrown a Hail Mary to. We're hoping it grows. This year we took a lot of kind of Hail Marys, gambles with some of the planting, where if we had a small space that we could fill with plants, we went ahead and just threw some seed in the ground, threw some plants in the ground, and just hope for the best. And so far it's been paying off. We've had a lot of success. Okay guys, so what you're looking at now is my back porch. We have the propane cylinders, jerry cans, and this here is a whole bunch of a recovered wood that my dad got. So that's going to be tackling a lot of the projects we have going on this rest of the summer. One thing new that we have just put in this year, which was here prior, and if you guys watch our old content, you'll know that this concrete pad used to be a massive brick laundry step that we tore down. And I never thought I'd have a laundry line out here again, but Emily was pretty adamant that we get a new one. So here we go, we got a laundry line. And this weekend especially, she probably did 4 loads of laundry on this thing. And it was sunny and there was a breeze. So the laundry dried so quick, like insanely quick. So coming back here, guys, this is the backside of our house. And I will walk back here to show you the full thing here. Backside of our house, porch, and just this is the deck that we built last year. Again, guys, go check out our short form content, because we have the time lapse of us building this deck and the short videos of us building the structure below. Underneath this deck is an old concrete patio that we just strapped over and we built over it, and then we extended the deck about 4 feet. In this corner, guys, we have just a cooler with a stand. Doesn't really get used too often. Our barbecue. This here is a 220 line that I ran, 220 volt line for my welding machine. Emily's garden box, and this is actually our side step. So this was just a shitty gate that was here when I bought the place. That is our condenser unit for the air conditioning, and that's the gate that I built because we had many undesirable people coming down here and entering through my backyard and just causing mischief. Okay, so this is seriously, guys. So this is you guys can probably see the reason that we would prefer to use our neighbor's side entrance opposed to ours. It's dark, it's crammed, it's tight, and you got this weird corner here. So we prefer not to use it. Behind what is our tool shed, which I'm going to show you guys in a minute, we have this random voided space. Right now we have our lawn chairs here. So, I mean, it'd be nice to find something to use this space for, but we're not sure what we're going to do yet. Moving forward, this is the tool shed that came with the house. A little history with this tool shed. You can see here there's a chimney, and that chimney on the inside actually is a smoker. So what used to be here was our chimney, and then off of the chimney here there was a drying rack. And so essentially you would smoke it here, and you would hang the meat here, and you could produce some smoked meat, which is pretty cool. Here is just some air, and then if you come here, we want to build a bar here if we ever get around to it. But here's a little window. Guys, so this is an old Portuguese neighborhood. This whole place was done by Portuguese people, and Portuguese people love concrete, right? So you can tell the amount of concrete that was in this backyard was absolutely insane. This was a big concrete slab. This all underneath was concrete. You can tell I put some of my feet on the concrete. Along here, there was a fence that was concrete, a concrete fence, guys. Insanity. And I mean fence, like it was concrete with chain link built into the fence. Okay, moving along here. This is the tool shed, guys. And historically, this tool shed has always been kind of a disaster inside. Right now, it's pretty clean. I got a couple things sitting on the ground that we didn't have room for. Also, some chicken snacks that we have that the squirrels were getting into, so I had to put it in here. But here's the tool shed. This was a window here that I ended up having to break into this because I lost the key, or locked the key inside or something, and I had to jump in there so I could get inside the shed. Yeah, going into the tool shed. This place is crazy in here. So like I was telling you guys before, this is the smoker. Now inside the smoker, we have ignore that. That is something our parents got us and we didn't want to break it, so we put it in there. But I put a little grill in here so we can make pizzas, hot dogs, steaks, whatever. You can have a little fire here. We got a little, this was an addition that my dad built. It's just a little slide for air. And that's just some storage in the bottom. I added some insulation years ago. It's pretty shitty job I did. And this thing is in very rough shape. You know what I mean? Like here, this was all falling apart. I just screwed some 1/8 plywood on there. This is something I did when I got it. This was rotting. And there's that window that I showed you guys from the other side. So if you take a step back here, you'll see this wasn't anything like this when I bought it. It was actually just basically empty. So I had all this scrap pine and stuff, so I built a little bench there. I'm a plumber and I work construction and stuff, so all these bags are like individual kind of kit bag, you know, a Wurzbo bag, just a straight plumbing bag, a soldering bag, a bag with ratchet straps. You know, I got all this extra welding cable, a couple 100 feet of welding cable for my little stick made here, which I don't use as much as I'd like to. You know, this thing is filled with gloves. This is just a bunch of hand tools and my welding shield and such. You know, extra blades, acetylene torch, a rod oven. You know, guys, pipe threaders, battery charging station. We just put this up because the screws were insane. This is just fasteners and screws and washers and nuts and bolts. And right here is just all my power tools. I got a combination of Milwaukee, Ryobi, DeWalt, corded tools. Also a variety of different corded tools. Coming up here, guys, we got, this is just like jigs, fasteners, and such stuff like that. So, right, deck screws, you know, a swedge kit, whatever. I got all kinds of random shit in here, guys. This bench here, I got this shelf from a buddy of mine years ago, and I put this shelf in here, and I took all my scrap pine I had, and about 8 years ago, I built this bench shelving situation, and I screwed a piece of stainless steel on here so that I could put my welding clamp on here and weld right on here. Okay, so that is the tool shed, guys. And what you're looking at right here right now is the deck and our patio set. Emily really wanted just a nice, comfortable patio set, so we got this patio set here, and this was on sale, and we got a really good deal, so we're very happy about that. And this, we spend so much time out here now. Before I met Emily, this backyard was, you guys wouldn't want to see it. It was like nothing. You would never want to be out here. That's all I'm going to say. It was just a wreck. She came up with the idea to do all this and get all this going. And I'm very grateful for that because this is like our happy place now, somewhere where we very much enjoy being. Carrying on here. If you guys saw the last vlog, we did the vlog where we planted this garden. We've added a bunch to this garden ever since. But, you know, we got our planter boxes, we got this garden, and we've added a bunch of plants. The plants are growing so well, guys. Like, look at this. Look at this lettuce is insane. The tomatoes, the cucumbers. We bought this tomato plant, it was dying. And we put it here, and look at it, it's flourishing. Same with these cucumbers here in the corner, and that one, boom. That's a zucchini, I think, but those were dying, and we brought them back to life. So here is this is like a very simple, cheap garden fence. These posts are just kind of pounded into the ground, and the gate is stainless steel mesh. I love the gate. I think it turned out cool. And then this is our cucumber lattice. And yeah, the plants are doing really well. Like, look at our onion, look at our strawberries. Look at the strawberries, guys. We actually have more right there. I didn't show you guys, but we actually have some strawberries up there, and then these are all herbs as well. But yeah, like, our strawberries are sick, guys. Like, we're gonna grow so many strawberries. There's a whole nother strawberry plant there, and very excited for when stuff really starts to bloom and come up. We're gonna have so many vegetables, so much good stuff, and we're gonna really make use of it this year. Last year we got a ton of stuff and we made good use of it as well. And then just a couple more planter boxes, more tomatoes, more herbs. And if you guys saw the last video, the last vlog, we did this potato tower. You know, our neighbor who grows 1 million potatoes told us that this might not work. So what we did was, you know, long story short, he was right. This was the top box. This one was on the top, and the potatoes are flourishing. And then this was the one that was on the bottom, and the potatoes weren't doing so hot. And this one was the one in the middle. And, you know, it got a little more light, and it did a little bit better. So Emily just separated them, and now there are just 3 potato crates. Alrighty, guys, so carrying on here. This is probably one of our favorite features here. This is the fire pit that we built. So what you're looking at is about 4 foot across stone fire pit, and surrounding it is pea stone, and we got our Muskoka chairs. All these Muskoka chairs we got from our dad, and we're very grateful because they're awesome chairs. He went in, he took these all apart piece by piece, because he got them 2 in the garbage, I think, and he got one and he refinished them piece by piece and put them all back together. So shout out to Dr. Markey Extraordinaire. If you guys watch our short form content, he is all over. His name is all over this stuff. So shout out to him. We appreciate you, and we love our chairs. So we have fires all the time. A closer look, another thing from Dr. Markey here. We were told that over time these stones would start to potentially chip and break from the heat if we didn't have some sort of liner in there. And this is something that most people would have trouble getting. This is a 30-inch piece of steel carbon pipe, cut to about the height of the fire pit. Again, very grateful for that. It's preserving the stone, keeps everything in there, and we love it. Another look at our fire pit here. This is my chopping stump, and we're gonna make our way over because we got a small wood pile as well. But yeah, we cut a lot of wood on here. Split a lot of wood. We get a lot of wood from our neighbor's property. He has an enormous amount of brush that he cut down and trees that he cut down. So we spent a lot of time splitting wood as well, and we burn a lot of wood, so it makes sense. Coming over this way, we just have a small table. This is a new addition, and guys, I promise you it looks kind of sad right now because we got a big storm, and the ring that kind of holds it all together deflated a little bit. But this pool is pretty decent. It was good, it was cheap, but it's a pretty decent pool. Emily is very happy about it. Before that, we had one of those plastic kiddie pools, and you know, you can't do a whole lot with that. This one just has a small little circulating filter pump, and you can take a little dip here, and it's not bad. Something to cool off in a hot day. Chickens, of course, are here. Chickens are here. Okay. All right, moving on here, guys. This is one of those Hail Marys that I was talking about earlier. We went and we planted potatoes. So we planted, I think, like 26 potatoes or so. Okay, come on, get out. You're good. Just this gets almost no sunlight here, guys. Very little sunlight. And it was a bit of a Hail Mary in that sense. But look at the potatoes. They're not growing quite as well as my neighbors, but they're growing pretty good. And like, basically all of them came up, minus like one that was supposed to be here, and I think one that was supposed to be there. They've all pretty well come up. We got to go through and mount some dirt around them. Still, we did a little bit, but we need to put some more dirt around them. So that's kind of the next step. And then once we realized that we were sprouting potatoes, we just slung this quick chicken wire fence around them because the chickens will have a heyday with the potatoes. Okay, so guys, up here we have this retaining wall, this crappy corrugated steel retaining wall. And that is our internet cable that comes in on that post. And that is the end of our clothesline. Up here, guys, was another just wreck. And what I've kind of done with this space is I dump all the chicken manure and pine shavings here, as well as over there. So lots of compost back here. It's worked out really well. We've used a lot of it to help grow these potatoes, in fact. And then if you guys look at here, this is the side of our chicken run. The chicken run itself doesn't get used a whole lot because the chicken's free range. But say we go on vacation and somebody's gonna watch the house and watch the dogs, the chicken run is important to have because not everybody's comfortable with, you know, coming back here and working around the chickens and whatever. And it's very, very basic, very basic. Em's got a couple little things here. We got some hay down here, and then just a quick, easy little slide door, which goes into one half of the coop. Okay. Like I said, this is probably not the most practical investment of ours, but it wasn't that expensive to build, and it really makes the property look more farmy. So I don't hate that we did it. And of course, like every other cool backyard, we have tons of these string lights everywhere. I didn't show them up here, but we got lots of string lights up there as well. Okay, so history with the chicken coop. This chicken coop came with the house. Now, I used it as a shed. It had my lawnmower and whatever else in it. This was basically filled with garbage renovation materials forever. And when Em came into my life, she wanted chickens. And I said, okay, we're gonna get chickens. And that's why we had to build the garden shed, because I basically had to take everything out here and put it somewhere else. On the docket of projects we got to do, the roof is in very bad shape, so we got to redo the roof, and that is something we're going to do. Yeah, it's just very basic, you know, cute little farm door when we come in, you know, all insulated. It's got we have an exhaust fan for this that we're going to install yet. And then, yeah, just some nesting boxes, a roost. We put this round roosting post in. They don't really use it too much. They prefer this square beam instead. And there's one right now just nesting, a little dust bath, some extra hay. This portion is like, this is actually a window as well. I haven't opened it from the winter, but they got their feed. And then I just got this little plastic bin for nesting. Sometimes we quarantine, so we'll put chicken in here so that he can be quarantined and he can just in and out through there. So we are very happy that this coop came with the house, although it was in very bad shape, and we didn't realize how bad of shape it was until we had opened up these walls, and I had to reframe some walls, and the roof's rough, but otherwise very cool. We were very excited about getting this put together. And then this just kind of wraps around the back, nothing to see there. Compost bin, garbage bin, and this is another Hail Mary potato field that we put together, and I just slung this quick netting around it. But these potatoes get basically zero sunlight, minus like what you can see right now, right? And again, they're growing up pretty strong. Okay, moving along here. This was another Hail Mary garden bed, but it's doing really well for the amount of sunlight it gets. We got some Spanish onion, zucchini, broccoli, and then these are all spinach seedlings that we put in, and they're all pretty well growing, which is awesome. Going forward here, guys, we got this is a little catnip for our cats. Our one cat is absolutely crazy for this, and you can tell when he's been munching a little bit too hard on it, guys. I'm telling you, he gets crazy. Little view from here. That is the yard there. That is the chicken coop and the chicken run. You keep walking here. This corner is kind of a mess, and we're gonna work on getting this situated, but I keep this out because I'm always working on something. And then we have our old glass table, which I pulled out of the garbage, which is free, wheelbarrow, and our kind of empty wood pile right now. Not a whole lot of wood here because we've been burning like crazy, but we got all this maple here, and then just a bunch of, you know, pressure treated stuff, which is currently getting soaked. So guys, remind me in the comments to deal with that. I have to empty that. Hose reel, of course, very important when you have a garden. And down here, guys, this is just, again, we need to eventually finish trimming this deck out and closing this in, but you know, mostly comes down to money. If you look under here, guys, this is the old concrete patio that we strapped over. Pretty cool, very saved us actually a lot of time and money doing that, because it's, you know, even though, guys, it might look rough, it's still pretty strong. And you know, we built off of everything we could. We got feet down to this pad, we got feet, this is all concrete too. So much concrete back here, guys. And then yeah, if you're seeing these clamps, I bought a pressure treated 2x4 and I let it sit out, kind of hanging around. It got very twisted, so I'm just trying to untwist that. This is just another view from the back, or this is just another view of the back of our house as well. And boom. So I'm gonna come and show you guys the chickens now. These are our chickens here right now with us here. We got Yoda, Chicken Nugget. We call him Big Red now. He had a brother, and I'm gonna be honest, it sounds bad, we don't know which one of them actually died. One of them died, and we didn't know who was who, so we call him Big Red. And then Siegfried is his name. And yeah, this is our pumpkin, guys. This is a big time Hail Mary. We'll see what happens with that. Alrighty, guys, so this is our urban farm as of right now. We're really working on adding more and more pieces, more plants, more potential animals. We'd love to get like a goat or a coon pig back here. But the thing that's kind of holding us back from that is the idea that we might try and move in the next year. So we don't want to dedicate or commit too much to this property if we're going to leave. But this year we planted way more than we ever did. We're very happy with how that's going. And we are planning on getting probably another 5 or 6 chickens here in the next couple weeks. But for now, this is our urban farm. Like I said, guys, situated right here in the heart of the city. We are, I don't know if you guys can hear the cars, but we are in like deep downtown right here, tucked away, our own little paradise. And if you guys like this kind of content, go ahead and check out our last vlog where we showed you guys how we planted all this stuff. And like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Subscribe to the channel. We got content coming out 3-4 times a week at least. Lots of stuff coming out. And we got such a big catalog of projects that we did. You guys can go on our page and see this whole thing come together. So, alrighty, guys. For now, I am Davey on everything. Thank you guys for coming by. And we will see you guys in the next one.
Fresh backyard farming over everything. Fresh rolls in the dirt, yeah, I made that thing. Boots got mud, but the fit still clean. I'm out here sewing like a money machine.